Well, hey there. So I'm back from my vacation break, if you will, of attending a wedding of some really good friends, but now I've got some work to do to get myself back into the swing of things and the steam of things. I almost want to say them both at the same time. So I was going to do the video about something else, but I'll just do that next time. Because I was up late last night and thinking about me being up late and how I have these issues about sleeping at night. And so I'd like to talk about that. And I even made a graph to sort of help. So this is my graph of my tiredness. Let's find it on here. Oop. And my probability to actually fall asleep. Now, this graph does seem pretty simple for the most part. I mean, as I get more tired over time, then I'm like, oh, I'm more likely to fall asleep. And then I'm like, oh, I'm getting really tired. I'm probably going to pass out. But this is where the issue lies. Because me, when I'm super tired, I'm like, oh man, I'm super tired, but I really want to continue to play my video game. Or, oh man, I need to keep looking up these cool things. Or, oh my god, the Vlogbrothers have so many videos that I need to watch. You know, and then I don't sleep. And then this issue happens where in a little while after I fight through this lump right here, then, as you can see on the graph, we have this little valley of sleeplessness, of where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm now really, really awake, and I'm gonna stay up for a while and feel like I need to do things because that tiny, tiny frame window when I was like, hey, I could fall asleep probably pretty easy. I was like, what? No, don't do that. Don't do that. So when that happens, I guess I get into what we sometimes call the second wind, which what that is, I'm not sure. Does your body have some like special backup energy reserves, and you're like, bam, I had this 5 hour energy just stored away. I mean, it's probably not that extreme. Or is it like an altered state of mind where you're like, your brain's just like, oh man, I can totally do all of this, or at least stay awake. Of course, a lot of times that feels a little bit more like autopilot mode. Like, for example, when I was in high school and I was in soccer, that's right, I was an athlete and I was in fencing. Doing all the running and stuff. After running for forever, eventually your legs are just kind of like, oh, I feel like I'm still running. And maybe that's why your brain is in that second wind, because it's like autopilot mode. Yeah, so when I reach this fancy bump, when I'm gonna fall asleep, I usually find that I try to fight this sleep. And it's not necessarily the most conscious thing. It's kind of more so like I know that I don't want to fall asleep. And I don't necessarily know why. And I guess that's the question that I'm posing in these thoughts and questions. Would happen to be why the holy A do I fight sleep when I know I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna pass out in like a minute. And I'm like, no, no, you're not. And I think it's because of I enjoy being alive and experiencing the world around me. Now, I know sleep is important, extremely important, and keeps us from going crazy. And maybe some of the crazy thoughts that I have a lot to do with the fact that I don't sleep as much as I probably should. So I believe to a strong degree that part of the beauty of the human existence is it's the human experience. Human experience? What in the world do you mean by that? Well, I guess I mean that to me, one of the most important things about being human is just simply being alive and seeing the world through your own eyes. I mean, we always are trying to figure out what it means to be alive and be human. I mean, but just kind of going about doing what you do is probably the best way to think about what it means to be human or just be human. And as it turns out for us human beings, being human is pretty much natural. But I'm gonna call it because I don't want to spend too long rambling on about sleeplessness and my crazy thoughts about what humans are and all that jazz. But if you have anything that you would like to say, just leave some messages in the comments. Like to hear them, thoughts. start discussion, conversation. Either way, just like to say, keep calm and brony on. Alter ego, minding my T's and Q's.